everybody? Some would say I'm the reverse, and we just got a release date for Star Wars The Bad Batch. It is premiering its first episode on May the 4th, Star Wars Day, and we really don't know a whole lot about this show. We know it exists, we have a trailer for it, and we know what date it's premiering. That is basically it. We don't really know anything else about it. I mean, Dave Filoni, I believe, has done 1 or 2 interviews about it, and he said that it's very much like the Clone Wars, but in what ways, we don't know. We don't know how many episodes it's going to be. We're really going into this relatively blind. But despite that, I am super duper excited about this show for a few reasons. First of all, it looks like it's going to be a super dark and gritty series. It's going to be basically like the Clone Wars if it was dark off of season 1. Another thing I'm really excited for, it's post Revenge of the Sith, which is one of my favorite eras of the Star Wars timeline. I love the Darth Vader comics, and anything else that is in this area of the timeline is very intriguing to me. Third, probably the most exciting aspect of the show, is the possibility for returning characters from the Clone Wars, from Rebels, from the spin-off films, and etc. And that's what this video is about. Some ideas for characters and possibly what storylines they could be following in the Bad Batch. So I have multiple categories of characters. We have clones, Jedi, the Empire, the Underworld, the Republic, and some other Clone Wars characters. So let's get into this. First, we have clones. Let's start with the most obvious of them all, and that would be the main clone from the Clone Wars, Captain Rex, who we last saw in the Siege of Mandalore. He's had his inhibitor chip removed. We don't know if he's with Ahsoka or not. We know he meets up with Wolf and Gregor, who are also looped into this as well. I think including Wolf and Gregor could be a really cool storyline with this show. We could see Wolf dealing with Order 66, because in Rebels it seems like he definitely killed some Jedi, at least one Jedi, because he was very anti-Jedi. He kind of had PTSD. It'd be interesting getting his inhibitor chip removed and seeing him deal with the horrors that he has committed. That could be a really intriguing storyline. It'd also be really intriguing to see how Gregor survived Aberfar from the Clone Wars and how he survived until Rebels. So yeah. Our next clone is Cody, who I don't think he got his inhibitor chip removed. I think he still is with the Empire. A lot of people are saying he was in that trailer in he was in like a Special Forces uniform. It's possible. I'd really like to see him as an Imperial. If Rex is going to be a part of this show, I'd like to see Rex versus Cody. That'd be really cool. But yeah, I'd like to see him on Kamino, which we know is going to be in the show. We saw it in the trailer. I'd like to see him on Kamino training the new clones. I think that'd be really cool. Some other clones from the Clone Wars. We have Bly, Fox, Doom, and others. So yeah. And then there's Delta Squad, which obviously is from Legends, the Republic Commando games and the books. And yeah, it'd be really cool to see, are they like the Bad Batch? Are they split from the Empire? Or are they with the Empire? And it could be really cool for them to be villains of this show. Have Bad Batch versus the Delta Squad. That could be a really cool storyline. So yeah. And that is all for the clones. Let's move on to Jedi. The first 3 are the obvious ones: Obi-Wan, Yoda, and Ahsoka. I don't think that they're going to have anything to do with this show, especially Obi-Wan and Yoda. Obviously, Obi-Wan's getting his own show, and Yoda's off doing his own thing on Dagobah, eating snakes and crap. So I don't think they are in any way going to be involved in this show. I think Yoda has a chance, possibly. There was a deleted Clone Wars arc where Yoda and the Bad Batch teamed up on a mission on Kashyyyk. That could be explored, and Yoda could come into play. Probably not. And then there's Ahsoka, who I think if Rex comes into play, she could come along with him. She's the main character of the Clone Wars after all, so I could see her be playing a small role. And if she does, I wouldn't expect it in the first season, possibly in the second or third. But yeah. one of the Jedi I really like to see in this show is Quinlan Voss. The last time we saw Quinlan Voss is in Dark Disciple, where he became a Sith Lord temporarily under Count Dooku, and he fell in love with Asajj Ventress and stuff. I think it'd be really interesting to see him in this show as a Order 66 survivor, and I'll get into that later, as well as when I talk about the Empire and stuff. Another character, Jocasta Nu, who we know died during the Darth Vader Dark Lord of the Sith comics. She was killed by Darth Vader. It could be cool to see her during this era before her death. Caleb Doom is another character. Obviously that's Kanan Jarrus from Rebels. Seeing him as a Padawan, possibly the Bad Batch help him hide, go into exile. That could be cool. One I wrote down was Grogu. Obviously, we don't know who saved Grogu from the Jedi Temple. It could be the Bad Batch, probably not, but I wrote it down anyways. Cal Kestis from Jedi Fallen Order is a cool possibility, as well as Seer Junda from there. And one of the most intriguing ones that I've written down is Mace Windu, who many have theorized survived Revenge of the Sith ever since the film came out. It's not confirmed. It's basically official that he died during Revenge of the Sith, but it's kind of a Boba Fett situation where he could come back, and if he does, I think this would be a perfect opportunity to bring him back. Now, I am in the party that thinks that he should remain dead in Revenge of the Sith, but if he comes back, I think that this would be a perfect opportunity for him to come back. And that leads right into the Empire. The first character I have written down is the most obvious one, and that is Darth Vader, who's obviously during this time hunting Jedi survivors, and him versus Mace Windu is a dream come true. I think that'd be really, really awesome. Also, him versus Quinlan Voss could be a really, really cool fight, which is why I think Quinlan Voss could come back and kind of team up with the Bad Batch and stuff. So I think Darth Vader hunting down Jedi survivors, and I think the Bad Batch kind of harboring Jedi survivors could be a really cool plotline. And Darth Vader versus Mace Windu, Darth Vader versus Quinlan Voss, stuff like that. It could be really, really cool. Another character I've written down, the Emperor. Everyone knows about the Emperor. We saw him in a hologram in Revenge of the Sith. When he declared the Galactic Empire. We saw that in the Bad Batch trailer, so we know he's at least in the show as a hologram. Could he come in as in person? I think it'd be really cool, accompanied by his royal guards. He comes down in a Lambda class shuttle. It could be really, really cool. Another character is Thrawn, who's obviously during this point in the timeline, I believe he'd still be with the Chiss Ascendancy. I don't know, but yeah, it could be really cool. Krennic, another one, as well as the Ursos. I'm not sure if they would fit into all this, but they'd be cool to see, and that'd be a cool connection to Rogue One and Catalyst and all that. Yolaran, obviously a big character in the Clone Wars. Could be cool to see him transition into the Empire. We saw him in Rebels and A New Hope a little bit and stuff. Another big one, the Inquisitors. Could be really cool to see them. Moff Gideon, possibly another connection to the Mandalorian, as well as Fennec Shand could be Moff Gideon. He'd be really cool. And that's basically all I have for the Empire. And Delta Squad could go in with the Empire if they are Imperial Commandos at this point. As well as Cody and any clones that are still with the Empire, obviously. Next we have the Underworld. The big one is Boba Fett. I really like to see Boba Fett wearing his father's armor with completed visuals. We saw this in an unfinished arc of the Clone Wars, just a snippet of it. But seeing this in full Season 7 style animation would be amazing. Repainted in his original trilogy style outfit in the the Empire era, it'd be awesome. Others with him, Bosk, Dengar, really, really cool. Kind of younger versions of them from the Clone Wars showing up in this era. Really, really cool. Cad Bane, who was killed in the unfinished arc. Kind of a loose canon. It's kind of like Boba Fett's death. It's canon until proven otherwise. He could come back. Perhaps that storyline's still canon, and he is just missing an eye or something, and he didn't die from that shootout. Or he did die and we just don't see him. or that stuff never happened and it happens here. I don't know. I'd just love to see Cad Bane. He's one of my favorite characters from the Clone Wars, and it'd be awesome to see him in this era. Embo, another favorite from the Clone Wars, would be really awesome to see him in this era, in this show. And then we have some crime syndicates, such as the Hutts, the Black Sun, the Pikes, those last two being part of Crimson Dawn, which connects to Darth Maul, which would be really cool to see in this show. I'd say the most likely of all of it would be the Hutts. I don't know, I don't feel like Maul and Crimson Dawn would fit into this style of show. It's possible, but I don't know. But yeah, the Hutts could be really cool to see in this. And Crimson Dawn, Dryden Voss is with that. That could be really cool. Connection to Solo. So that could be really cool. And my personal favorite, Hondo Ohnaka. Could be really awesome to see in this, how he and his pirates operate after the Clone Wars. Is he already on Batuu? I don't know what's going on there. Yeah, he's awesome, and I'd love to see more of him in the Clone Wars style and all of that. Next, we have the Republic, which is basically just some Republic figures in the Republic Senate, like, for example, Bail Organa. I would not write him off being part of this, as well as Ramus Antilles and Antilles droids, C-3PO and R2-D2, the iconic duo. Mon Mothma, Senator Chuchi, people like that in the Republic Senate from the Clone Wars. Could be really interesting. And then we have other miscellaneous characters, such as Bo-Katan and the Mandalorians. I could definitely see the Mandalorians coming into play. They were a huge part of the Clone Wars, of Rebels, and obviously of the Mandalorian. And it just makes sense if they are a big part of Filoni's next animated show, The Bad Batch. So yeah. Then we have Lux Barnteri, who could come back into the play. We have Saw Gerrera, who I'd really love to see in this show. I love seeing how we get to see Saw Gerrera in the Clone Wars, in Rebels, in Rogue One, in Fallen Order, and yeah, in the Bad Batch would be really cool as well. And then we have Cham Syndulla, and all the Ryloth people, all the Twi'leks and stuff, and some other Rebels characters. They could connect Hera to the Syndullas and stuff. I already mentioned Caleb Doom earlier. We could see Sabine Wren with the Wrens on Mandalore and all of that. We could see the Bridgers on Lothal. We could see the Imperial occupation of Lothal. I don't know. Could be cool. But yeah. And any other characters from the Mandalorian, like, I don't know, Queel as an Imperial slave or something. We don't want to put too many characters in this show, but it's just possibilities. But yeah, that's really all I have for you guys today. It's just to get those theories and those thoughts sparking in your mind, and get you guys really excited for the Bad Batch, because I'm super excited about this show. I cannot wait. 3 months from now? I'm really, really excited for May the 4th, and the second episode comes out May the 7th, and then it's subsequent Fridays for however long. I hope it's like 20 episodes like the Clone Wars and Rebels. I don't know, I just feel like the animation style operates much better with 20 episodes rather than Mandalorian's 8 or kind of the 12 kind of range of streaming service shows from now on. I hope it's 20 or something, but I don't know. But yeah, leave any suggestions of people that I missed out on. There's so many possibilities with this era, all the characters they could bring in. I'm so excited. So yeah, tell me in the comments what you are excited for, which characters you want to see in this show, and I left out, and expand on some of my thoughts. Could Mace Windu come back into the play? If they bring the Mandalorians in, what are they going to do with them? Where do you think Cody and Rex and all the different clones are going to factor into this show, if they do at all? Darth Vader comes in, what do you want him to do? What do you want to see him do? What Jedi do you want him to face off against? And I'm so hyped for this show. I can't wait for it. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. See ya.